have one of my newer winners. Actually, you're not that new anymore because since you won, you actually got more contracts. This is Faith. Faith is one of my very loyal proteges. She follows me. She does everything I encourage her to do, and she is going to be and is right now a huge success. What contract are you on? Are you on number 4 or 5?
7.
No, just
Yeah.
since we talked last week.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been busy,
You
but
guys are so
slowing down
amazing.
this week.
You guys don't even brag. By the time I talk to some of you again, you're on your 10th, your 7th, you're at that. Faith, I am so proud of you. It
Thank
didn't take
you.
you very long though either, did it? Because I think you were
No.
waiting on your card, your
Hmm.
postcard.
Yeah, finally got it.
And yeah, so how tell me a little bit about your strategy. Faith and I are doing some one-on-one
Mm,
coaching. Today is actually her last day, but she's in the mastermind program. You
mm,
guys, I know I don't talk a lot about it, but when you win, you can come into the mastermind program because Faith is a good example of someone asking me, what's the next level, right? What do I
mm,
do? Not just to keep winning, but those winnings and your profit margins need to be bigger as you grow,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
So what was your journey like? Tell us about your journey and
Well, it's
what the
been a
most
short
difficult.
journey,
Yeah.
but
Let's.
like I told you, it's good to have a vision of the future because while you're sitting here on the computer looking at solicitations, you're like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Yes.
And it becomes
Mm-hmm.
kind of like this run, this thing you go through, and you're like, so what does the future look like for me in this particular business? And so my strategy right now, Michelle, just like you say, is bidding. I bid, 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 bid,
And now I'm winning. Now what? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
you're
not
getting
just
that
bidding, but
experience.
making relationships, building relationships. Because sometimes, even if you're emailing and all, you need to pick up the phone, make a call. If it's a local company, trying to meet them if I can, just
Mhm.
to make
How
a
has that
connection.
been? How has that part been for you, the supplier side? What do you think about that?
There's good days and there's bad days, and you just say, you know what? Okay, next, like you say,
Mhm.
move on to the next one. Not every
Mhm.
relationship is meant to be, and you
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
go on and you
But
find some really cool people out there.
you do, but you have a strong personality. You're like me. You don't let people discourage you. You ask
No.
for what you want. You don't let people, sometimes that whole supplier thing can be demotivating if
Mm,
especially if you're not with me because I pump you guys
mm,
up. I want you to know.
mm,
They're going to try
mm,
to do that. It's not going to
mm,
matter. They're just
mm.
trying to protect a certain territory. But also we vet, right? We know
Hmm.
who we're calling
Right.
or we call them.
Hmm.
So, but you still don't really care about them trying to discourage you. You
I'm
ask for
like,
business.
there's millions of companies. I mean, you're just one of them.
I know that's right. That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
So I'm like, I'll call the next person. They may be nice, they may not be. So it's okay,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But you don't know
But
until you try.
well, that's true. That's true. And you do multiple products, right? You don't
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Now, how do you
Yeah.
feel about that? Do you think you should be doing, what do you, I mean, you're winning with multiple products. What are you feeling about that? Do you feel that's the right thing to do? You're going to eventually do multiple products anyway, but you started out with multiple
Hmm.
products. Do you
Well,
think
I'm
that's a good
learning. I think
strategy?
the strategy for me is how do I package it? What is the requirement? Who are the suppliers for this product? And, kind of
Mm-hmm.
getting a feel of saying, where do I truly fit in? And right now, I think it's everywhere and it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
because I get to
Mm-hmm.
touch things that I'm like, I never thought I would touch this product in my life. I didn't even know
Yeah.
care how it was packed.
Mm-hmm.
So just the
Mm-hmm.
learning process of different products, different manufacturers, different ways of presenting the item, different labeling. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the part I like is the
Mm-hmm.
challenge of not
Mm-hmm.
having the same thing,
Yes.
you
I
know.
have to tell you guys something fascinating about Faith.
Hmm.
She is a pilot.
Oh,
That is so fascinating. She and her husband are pilots. And the reason I thought about this is because that was one of the most fascinating things to me about
oh.
I love when women do things like that. It fascinates me. But your
Yeah.
husband, he's a pilot too, but he actually offered to do your packaging.
Yes, he helps me a lot. If I'm trying to make a box bigger, I'm like, can you figure this out. Help me figure this part out because I have a call to make, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
it's fun.
So how many bids do you have sitting out there right now?
I think I have 40.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
you're
still
ready, right?
holding
Because
on
they're going
to
to
it.
keep
Yeah.
coming.
And
They're going
that's
to
the
keep.
part I always worry about. I'm like, Michelle keeps telling us, stay ready, stay ready. And I'm like, am I?
Yeah, because they're just going to keep coming once the door is open. And that's the strategy,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's
Mm-hmm.
always been the strategy, is to get that door open. But that's why I tell people, once that door opens, you have to
Mm-hmm.
be ready because they're going to keep coming. And you are a perfect example. Did you hear Cecil last week saying, "Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, Michelle, they're
I
coming
know
so
he said he
fast."
needed to stop doing the bids. I'm like, I'm not there yet.
Well, it's
Yeah.
everybody thought that was funny. I had a one-on-one
Yeah.
the next day, and the couple,
Mm-hmm.
Jita and her
Mm-hmm.
husband, Lewis, they were talking about, that was so funny when he said, "Oh my God, they're just coming so fast." He said, "I said, but I told you that would happen."
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
sometimes you need to teach people to help you even before you get there,
Mm-hmm.
because once you get there, you're so busy trying to manage and maintain. And most of you guys have another business, or,
Mm-hmm.
you're focused on other things, like
Right.
literally building the business,
Mm-hmm.
while you're also winning, because you're
Right.
still learning.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about your vision last
Yes.
week. Have you
Yes.
been thinking more about that? You guys, if you don't know that part about me, I know a lot of you that are in the mentorship program, just like Faith said, vision is everything. Because if you don't have a vision, you will be winning, but then you're like, okay, I need to figure out where I'm headed. You want to know what
Mm-hmm.
your revenue goals, what you if you want to be, a $10 million a year company, you have to plan it. Do you know which area is probably going to drive you to your revenue goals? And not just your revenue goals, but
Mm-hmm.
what do you want your business and your life to look like?
Right.
It's
Right.
really important. Have you
Mm-hmm.
gotten a feel for that? Like, is there any one manufacturer or supplier that you're working with more than the others when it comes to products, or no?
Product not there yet. Not there yet. But as far as vision, I can kind of see that, like one of my big visions is to have a warehouse. I like warehouses anyway.
I know we talked about that. Yes. Yes, I'll be able to
And
help you with that. I like warehouses
yeah.
too. That's where those big dollars are. So when you start you're doing the DLA right now, but you could easily go over to the warehouse side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Very easily. You'll probably need one anyway, a warehouse.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
And
well,
like I was
that's,
telling you, Michelle, just visualizing, like, because I'm packing out of my little tiny little office and I'm like, there's no space. My tape is here, my box is
yeah,
there. It's
yeah.
just not what I would envision, a process to
Mm-hmm,
look like,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
just developing those systems. And I decided, well, you got to start with everything. We always say we start small. And I was even
mm-hmm,
telling my husband, I need shelving here because I
mm-hmm,
need to create my small warehouse
mm-hmm. No, you
in
do,
my home.
because
That
look at
way,
how
as I
fast
scale
this
up,
is.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look at how fast this is happening for you. I just talked to
Mm,
you last week, there were 4. Now there's 7.
mm.
Next week when I talk to you, they're probably going to be 10 or 15. So you're right.
Oh,
System
mm.
is everything. That's